Just as we can become aware of the canvas upon which a painting is painted, we can take that a step deeper and we can become aware of what is the basic existence, the beingness that's underlying any of our experience right now. So as you're sitting there, the computer's there, our body's here, we're sitting in something. All of these things are perceptions, but what is it all ultimately made out of? What is it underneath the form? Well, of course, that somethingness, that whatever it is, that beingness, is not something we can see directly because it's only in the form of whatever we're perceiving. But when we do that, when we try to bring to mind the deeper reality behind everything, then what do you notice? For me anyway, the mind becomes more still, because it's like trying to reach into something that is unseeable and unknowable. And so the mind becomes still. And I think the really neat thing is that when we do that, we can then also become aware of what is the unseen reality that is doing the seeing. What is this awareness that we are aware of the things around us, aware of the perceptions, aware of the thoughts, aware of the feelings. And those two things aren't really separate. They're not really two different things. The basic reality of everything and the basic awareness that we are waking up right now, conscious of what is arising, are really just different levels and different ways of approaching the same ineffable reality. And so that's why ultimately that connection that the Hasidim called devekut, which really means, the word itself is very instructive. Devekut means to attach. So we're constantly becoming attached. We want this, we don't want that. All these attachments. But instead we attach ourselves to the underlying constant reality that's just taking on all the different forms. It's an attachment to something that has no goal in a way, because it's always already there. Then it's like something different can happen. And that something different allows us to feel what we are also on the deepest level. So these are just all different ways of describing this practice of presence, which the Hasidim, in a more theologically oriented way, called devekut, or devekes as they pronounced it. We tend to look for God on the level of the painting. We want to find a better, more godly picture. But all along, that which we seek is already inherent in the canvas. Meaning, become aware of your awareness, and the divine presence inherent in all things reveals itself. Furthermore, presence changes the painting as well. With practice, the shape of your thoughts and feelings will come to reflect your inner depth, changing your experience of life from the deepest level rather than merely rearranging things on the surface. Now, this is not to say that we shouldn't rearrange things on the surface. we have to do that sometimes, but that's not going to satisfy us on the deepest level. Those are just logistics. So how do we practice this constantly? How can presence be more than just fleeting? Tetzaveh, command it. Just to have the intention is already to do it. We are already perceiving whatever we are perceiving. We don't have to perceive something else. We only need to perceive on purpose. Another way to say it is, be here on purpose. Be, or just be on purpose. That's presence. And this is also the path of ayin, the practice of simply seeing, of being the witness. So in this week of Shabbat Tetzaveh, the Sabbath of commanding, may we continue to grow more and more consistent in presence, not just for our own sake, but to be of better service to others as well. Amen, amen.
Bashamayim.